I'm Myrna and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video is going to be a really fun one, so I'm excited. You might have thought the days where we spent hours and hours Buzzfeed to take quizzes are long gone. But I'm here to say, never. I'm never letting it go. Who doesn't want to know what kind of bread they'd be at 4:30 p.m. on a Sunday, you know? So today, Buzzfeed is going to decide not one, but two of my next reads. Let's go! The first quiz answers some date questions to get a new romance book recommendation. I really expose myself on what I'd like on a date. On a dinner date, what would you order? Ooh, ramen, cheeseburger, salad, or pasta? Maybe cheeseburger. Nah, ramen. What's your ideal date from home? Takeout. It's Netflix and chill night. What steamy show are you watching with your date? I have seen none of these. Bridgerton, it's popular, I don't know. Choose a fun activity for your next date. Paintball will be fun, but it's painful. Wine testing, Beach date is a no-no because of the sand. Let's go with Broadway show. Time for dessert. What tasty treat are you sharing with your SO? Cake. Oh, I got the recommendation. It is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. It's only fitting that you're probably taking the quiz while laying on the beach or lounging at the pool on vacation. Henry's follow-up to her instant New York Times bestselling debut Beach Read is the ultimate friends to lovers story and perfect for an easy read on a beautiful day. I loved Beach Read because it was so emotional yet witty and fun, and you really got into the insights of what being a writer is like. I'm excited to read this, but friends to lovers is my least favorite trope. I don't know, I just feel like sometimes people should just be friends and not date. That's just my personal philosophy on it. Luckily enough, I have the, is it UK? The Penguin fiction version of this book. It's different. And it matches my outfit. It's you and me on vacation. If anyone can make me give this trope a chance, it's Emily Henry. Let's do the next quiz. So I chose this quiz because the weather's starting to get a bit colder and this is very relevant. It's called, at the end of this very cozy quiz, we'll give you your next must-read book. Let's go! Pick something cozy to drink. Cider, chocolate, tea, latte, mocha, or black coffee. Black coffee. Pick something new to watch. Comedy series. Pick something to wear. Slippers, pom-pom hat, scarf, earmuff, sweater. Fuzzy socks. Fuzzy socks! Nothing beats a good fuzzy sock. Which do you prefer, mittens or gloves? Ooh, gloves. Pick an Animal Crossing villager. I don't play this as much as other people, but Zell looks chill. Pick a cozy blanket. I'm gonna go with a grey one because I like the material. Pick a cozy activity. Gardening, baking, colouring, or napping. Probably colouring. Pick a cookie! Oh, come on, chocolate chip. Chocolate chip. And I got Anxious People by Frederick Backman. An apartment open house turns into a hostage situation when a failed bank robber bursts in. Among the captives are a recently retired couple hunting for fixer-uppers, a wealthy banker who cares about money more than people, a young couple disagreeing on everything, a flustered real estate agent, and an 87-year-old woman who isn't afraid of someone waving a gun in her face. And all of them, including the failed bank robber, are desperate for a rescue. It seems interesting. I haven't heard of it before and I'm really excited to read it. Time has passed. I have bleached eyebrows now and I've read both eyebrows suggested. And I have read both of the Buzzfeed suggested as well as bleached my eyebrows, so they took so long to be just slightly lighter. The first quiz was People We Meet on Vacation, or if you're from the UK or Oz, we got You and Me on Vacation. I'm glad I picked this one up. The minute we're introduced to the male lead, he's in a crowded bar reading, he's up to like chapter 29 on his phone. I am immediately sold. Immediately, yes. Reminded me a lot of the rom-coms in the early 2000s where romanticized journalism and blogging as well. So the plot goes they meet for the first time in college and they're complete polar opposites. But because they're from the same hometown, they share a ride back and that's where this friendship starts blossoming. Every summer they go on a budget holiday, told in flashbacks in present day, and in present day something happened that caused a rift between them so they're not speaking anymore. Plot kicks off because Poppy realizes she has her dream job, dream apartment, but something's missing and she wants her friend back. So she gets back in touch for one last vacation. It's so funny and endearing and you can't help but feel wholeheartedly for any character that Emily Henry writes. As the book goes on and you hear about their backstories and you realize why they're like this, you start to care about them more and more. It also feels like you're traveling to all these cool places, still thinking about the jokes in Beach Read, like that's how brilliant they were. And these jokes were even funnier because these two have history together and they know each other, so their banter flows, has a lot more layers. It's very rare for the comedic timing and references to really work out and be modern and funny like they are here. She writes men that can take a joke and dish it back, and that's all I want to read about, to be honest. I usually like the romances where they have to battle outside forces for them to be together. You understand why these characters are acting in the way that they are because they're thinking about like real world things, the futures together. And if the other person will have to sacrifice their dream for that future if they were to get together. Shout out to Buzzfeed for telling me to pick this one up because I don't regret it at all. Next up is Anxious People by Frederick Buckman. The best way I can describe this without revealing too much of the plot is a bank robbery gone wrong turns into a hostage situation in an apartment viewing. There's a whole cast of characters, each one is more absurd than the next. Their interaction and the dynamic they have with one another is hilarious. It also has a lot of meditations on life and the modern world and relationships and growth, and it's a very interesting, comforting, beautiful read. The writing style was instantly so charming and a translator did such a great job capturing that. I wasn't sure whether to be offended by the depiction of the younger generation or not, but I'm just gonna let that one slide. Gen Z is misunderstood a little bit. The author captured how these huge life-altering consequences can be made from split-second decisions. About 100 pages in, it gets really real. It deals with extraordinarily heavy topics. It mixes them with humor and lightheartedness that makes them a bit easier to read. Even though the characters are presented in such an absurd way, there's something very human and relatable about each of them. It jumps around through each character's story. I love when stories take a cast of characters seemingly unaware of one another and interconnects them through their past. It really shows how interconnected humanity really is and how one person, one action from them can influence others in ways that we can't even begin to imagine. I gasped every time there was a big reveal. Hey, this character is actually this character, or hey, this character has met this character before, or this character is the reason this character da 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 da. Really enjoyed the plot twist after plot twist. It's crafted so perfectly and meticulously. It sheds light on so many aspects of modern society that are evidently lacking in such an understanding and intelligent way. The story was so compact and the structure was jumping through back and forward in time. The book jumps from the hostage situations to the police interviews. It was so easy to imagine it as a play. The staging and the set would have been perfect with like a rotating stage or back to the apartment. Anyway, not me designing a set. Overall, it's a funny and heartfelt read that I definitely recommend, full of incredibly valuable life lessons. I really was hoping for something to happen in the end, and it did. Each character got a perfect ending, I think. Overall, these books were really charming and made me laugh out loud. Buzzfeed, you know me better than I know myself. Both of these books were a solid 4 stars from me, and I'm so glad I did this video. I'll definitely be reading more things suggested to me by quizzes. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. See you on the flip page. And hold up, if you're wondering what type of bread I'd be, of course, it is